Hi guys, welcome back. This is tough. So we had to put Nova down. Nova's our dog. She was 1 and a lot happened like really fast. So I think like January she had like gotten these 2 bumps on her ear. Weird looking, I don't know how to explain them. From then she just kept getting like bumps all over her body that were like bleeding and itching, and we like took her to the vet multiple times and they like thought that it was like an allergy, they thought it was food, they thought like literally everything. And then she started getting them like they were really big. There's all these different things that dogs get, but her problem was that she was getting them so fast, so quickly. It was really sad to watch her go through it because she like didn't really understand what was going on. You know, like she's like this young puppy with all this energy. Like she's such a good dog. And we just kept like going to different vets thinking, oh, it has to be something else. Like other vets were like, this just doesn't happen to a dog this age. Like this isn't it. And then we finally took her to like a dermatologist and they did a biopsy and it came back as like a lymphoma or like a food allergy. I was so confused. I'm like, isn't the whole point of the biopsy to tell us like what it is? And then there's like this extra test that you could pay for to see if it's like a polyclonal or monoclonal. I don't even know what the words are, but we like didn't do the test for a while because we just were so sure that it was a food allergy because she was reacting really well to like steroids and but then she started getting like lots of GI issues, and when a dog is on steroids, like they're not themselves. Like she was on a really high dose, but they started going away and I thought, oh my god, like this is gonna be fine. And then when we were weaning her off, they started coming back like full force, like really bad. Like blood everywhere all over my apartment because she would go like this. They were mainly like on her ears, and then they just started getting everywhere, and then they were like, this is systemic, like something's going on. Like I really recommend that you guys do that test. It's called like a PAR test or something. We did the test and it came back that it was poly, which means that it was a lymphoma. And then at that point we were just like I don't know what to do. Like we could keep her on steroids and have her just like live like that because that seemed to be the only thing that made them go away. But then her energy was like, she just wasn't herself. She was almost like kind of like off, like just high, weird. And then we like took her to the breeder because we're like, we don't really know what else to do. We've tried everything. Like this is just unmanageable. They're like getting huge. Like I said, there was blood all over the apartment, all over our furniture, and I just felt so bad for her because she was just so confused and she just kept looking at them like she knew something was wrong. And like, I don't know, it was just really sad like to bring her outside and like even if she like rubbed her head on anyone, it would like get blood all over them, and it just was like so unfair because she's such a sweet dog, and to not even be able to like cuddle her without like getting blood all over you. It's like you can't even like, you couldn't really comfort her. It was like, I don't know, like unfair. And so we took her to the breeder, and the breeder like was like, oh, she's doing better, like they have gone away. And I wasn't aware at the time, but she was on steroids, and the steroids basically keep the cancer suppressed, I guess. I don't know how that works, but We took her to one last vet. This was like the fourth and final vet, and this was the breeder's vet, and she kept her there for a while, and she just like ran with all the other Rhodesians and was able to play, and yeah. And then, so I was like really against that at first, but then I thought, you know, if there's a chance that like this happens to be, I don't know, an allergy, like I just kept telling myself like it can't be this, even if the test came back, like selfishly I want her here, like with us. And then so the breeder took her, and then we went to the vet, and the vet like didn't even run blood work or anything, which was like really weird, because usually the vets were like, this can't be, and then they try to do everything, but he saw the PAR results and everything else that we've done, and he was like, this is cancer. And he's like, it's kind of like a kid getting eye cancer, like it's not supposed to happen, but like out of a blue moon, like it will happen to somebody, and it's just super unfortunate, like super random. Like literally she was like a 1 in a million dog. She was, she's so sweet, and it's just like I felt so bad for her because she had so much life in her, you know. She was so, I don't know, what she represented to me was like the start of like my pregnancy journey. She was with me when I was on bed rest, and like she was just so sweet. She was a really sweet dog. But then when she came home, like they started, like she had a really bad one on her neck, and I just looked at it and I felt so bad for her because they were like all over her, and she just felt like she just was like, it looked like she was like, I say she was like an 11-year-old dog. Like she was like basically just an old dog. It felt like she just laid down, and she was super tired at the end. She couldn't like walk around, and she was confused because her heart was like a 1-year-old, you know, but her body was just like deteriorating. And so Z and I had to take her in, and it was like really hard because I had never put a dog down before. I didn't even want to go in, and Z was like, this is like you being a mom, like you were strong and you were there for her, and it was just like really sad. But yeah, it's been really rough for me. I don't know, I feel like it's almost worse with a dog because they're just so innocent. Like they're just such beautiful creatures, and they love you so much, you know. And so yeah, I just feel like kind of beat at this point, and I'm like going through the grieving process again, and it's just like really weird because she was 1, like it's not normal. This wasn't normal. But I know that she's like in peace now. I hope. I just don't want her to think that like she did something wrong. Because it's not her fault. And it's so unfair. Like again, I think almost like kind of selfishly, like I want her here for me. Cause she brought so much like peace for me at such a like difficult time. And like it's like the one last thing kind of holding me like back to like the good memories of like when life was like going really well. Like I just feel like we've been constantly just like beat at life, and just like such random things, like our dog, and Z was in a really bad car accident, my pregnancy, and then Bryson's journey, and I'm just tired. I'm scared too, because it's like I know more like worse things can happen, and that scares me. Because everything that like was worst case scenario kind of happened, and it's just terrifying to think that like it can still go wrong. And like I don't know, it's just been really rough, and I keep telling myself like it's nothing I haven't dealt with before. Grief, but it's just more of like the unfairness of it all. You know, like life, and it's like making me contemplate all these like very thought-provoking emotions and feelings and life. It's been rough. So this is not like the video I want to come back on, but I just thought like you guys should know, because it's just like my mindset right now. It's just not where it should be. And yeah, Nova was a sweet girl. And we miss her. And she brought so much love and joy, and all of your comments on my Instagram post meant a lot, and I really appreciate it. There were a few that stood out that was like, she was an angel that was brought to you here just when you needed her, and when she felt that you guys were safe again, she was able to get rid of her own pain. And then someone else said she's like a supernova, which is what she was named after. They're these like beautiful things, and then they dissipate and fade very quickly, which I didn't actually even know. Yeah, she was just a very special dog, and like she just brought so much joy to everyone here too. And we got a card from the front desk with like all of these like memories of Nova, and yeah, she just loved life. Yeah, that's about all I can say about that. So I'm gonna keep going through this roller coaster of emotions, probably like this. Like I said, nothing I haven't been through before. Grief sucks. I'm wanting to like slow down. I don't know what that means, but I just want to like slow down. So yeah, I don't know how to end this, but yeah, I love you guys, and thank you for those sweet comments, and yeah.
Oh, there's pee on the floor right there. Ooh, those definitely look like puppy paws.